Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. It is 4:37 PM. This is the Cable Communication Advisory Board. Our first item on the agenda is roll call. We do have a quorum, so we'll move on to the election of officers. So we have the president, vice chair, and secretary for 2023.
What, Ron? Just say
You
it.
need to see if mine works?
Microphone?
Oh, yeah, just check your mic. Yep.
I'm so sorry.
They want to hear you. They want to hear you,
I
Vicki.
got it.
Thanks, Ron. So we haven't met for a whole year, so we could have the option of leaving the slate the same as last year if people wish, but I'll leave it up to the board members.
I'm fine with keeping it was as the same.
So you're offering that as a motion?
I'll offer that as the motion to keep the positions the same as they were last year.
We have a motion to keep the slate the same as 2022. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item number 3, approval of the minutes. Everybody had a chance to take a look at our minutes from April 21st, 2022. I'd entertain a motion to approve them.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from April of 2023.
Motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I'll second. Any comments? Any corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item number 4, new cat activities. Mr. Sherman.
All right, so we have a lot of activities here since it's been a while since we've last met. Before you, we have all of our monthly activity reports, going through the past year. On each report, you have a list of our studio productions, all of the council chamber meetings that we recorded, all of the community recordings that we've done, including Brown County school board meetings and, any additional presentation or concert in the community. And then we've also have all of our listed submitted programs, like our church programs and other outside programming that we play. You can also see our DVD sales, which are pretty much always zero at this point. Although we did make a sale today, so that's the first time in a while. DVDs have kind of gone out of favor, but every once in a while, someone still is looking to have a physical copy of a program that we've produced. Does anyone have any questions about the activity report? We're going to be going more into detail about a lot of the programming on the next item, so.
Yeah, I'll save my question for there, I think.
Okay.
Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the staff report.
I move to approve the staff report given by Stephen Sherman.
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve the report. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 4.2, staff report on the Cable Advisory Board. Mr. Sherman.
One sec. Oh, here we go. Okay, so before you, we have a list of all of the original programs that we've done over the past year. So we can kind of go through each one of these and talk about what the show is. What's up, Ron? No, don't worry about it. So we've got. We can talk about what the show is and what kind of episodes we've done for that and, what we can do in the future. So the first show we have on the list is Don't Forget to Read the Instructions, and this is a partnership with the New Ulm Public Library and Red Dragon Gaming. Unfortunately, Red Dragon Gaming is no longer, so we've kind of lost our sponsor on that, and so we haven't been able to do as many new episodes in the past couple of months, but it's something that we're the library is, is looking for games to be able to do for that show. The show is essentially just a playthrough, to show people, what the game is and what the rules are. So, over the course of the year, we did 6 episodes of that show. Any questions about that one?
Are they looking for someone to replace Red Dragon Gaming?
I mean, if someone was interested,
They
I think,
have-
that's something I would be open to. We're always looking for partners on programs like that. And on a show like that, where we're looking for the actual, like, contribution of the game to be able to play, because they're not playing, typical board games that everyone's used to or that they know. It's always kind of a little bit more out there.
No, weren't they, do I have the right business that even though they closed, they were looking at a smaller operation?
I'm not sure. I wasn't told any information about that, but if that's the case, if they're looking to, continue to partner in the future, if they
Overhead
get it
was
back
just
on their
too
feet,
high, and they were looking for something.
something
Might wanna
different.
touch base with Heather if you see her. And
Sure.
She's the one who, so I'm not positive I have the right company, but I'm pretty sure that they wanted a smaller overhead location, and we're still looking, so maybe. It's good PR for them.
Yeah. I think it's a really fun show to have on our programming block. I think people enjoy watching it. There's, typically it's Mike playing with Leroy, the programming and technology services librarian, and then a couple of other librarians. And I think, it's a fun one to have. Next up, we have Living United, and this is a talk show. It's a partnership with the Brown County Area United Way. And they are, this is a monthly show, and each month they feature a different partner or event that they have going on. So this is a really regular program. They're very consistent with coming in. Usually it's like a 10-minute program, so you can see a list of the different topics that we were able to cover over the past year. I think it's a great program that showcases a lot of great resources in the community. So
With that area, I don't see any county programs listed, so might just be something to take a note of. Human Services has a lot of great programs that they
Sure.
provide, as well as maybe, probation has got some countywide programs that I think would be of interest, and, even guardian ad litems, and there's drug court, there's, or I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
call it
that'd be a
drug court
great
anymore,
one.
They call it treatment court. But
They don't do any teen court anymore, do they?
teen court's gone, yeah.
That's what I thought. That'd be nice to bring back.
So in case they're running out of ideas.
yeah, if they're ever looking, or I'll talk to them about that too. I think that they'd be open to that. Okay, moving on. Next, we have Something Artsy, and that's our monthly magazine kind of style talk show with State Street Theater. And that's been really consistent this past year. Some years they kind of will do it more quarterly, but they've been on the ball each month coming out with an episode featuring, most of the topics on this show are community events that are happening, within the next month. So yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else.
Who's the one that is the MC or the talk show person?
They mix it up. So they'll have different people on their board do the hosting duties. They've had Tom do it before. I forget who's the most recent one they've had, but yeah, it's always different. And I kind of like that, to kind of have different faces come in, show different people in the community. The next one is the New Ulm Forum. And this is our talk show we do with the League of Women Voters, where they're kind of doing hot topics in the community, featuring different things, often related to voting when that's an issue. So, which it was in the past year. So we had a few episodes on voting. One with Kelly Hodovec, the Brown County Auditor, and one with the Amigos Day in New Ulm, and they were talking about voting as well. We did an episode on hypnotherapy, one with the group discussing the issues relating to long-term health care, and then with the Garden Club.
Steve, who used to manage or run the cooking ones? Those were always so darn popular way back.
That was a partnership with the Heart of New Ulm.
Oh, yeah.
And that funding, I think, kind of came to an end at some point, so they weren't able to continue.
Is there a way to reimagine that in a different way to bring that back? Because I know it was popular. People liked
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we do have the library of episodes that we recorded, so I could kind of throw them back on. But the one down thing is that those are older and filmed on standard def, which I don't mind playing every once in a while because we do have a large library of programs from 2008 to 2013 that is standard def.
Yeah.
But
We have some good chefs and good restaurants in this
Mm-hmm.
community. I'm wondering if they wouldn't, if we contacted them and said, hey, we got a 15-minute spot for your restaurant, wouldn't they come running? Maybe not, I don't know.
you'd be shocked.
Oh,
Some people are
well.
very shy, but I think it would be something I'd be interested in doing.
Yeah,
I know when we were pairing drinks and stuff with different,
well, that's another whole nother area. I
that,
hadn't thought
yeah.
about that, yeah.
So doing,
That was kind of
doing the pairing with the food and the drink.
Time, and that was a partnership with State Streets. That was during the pandemic, and it was a good way to kind of create some content, and they were looking to get advertising, but and show how to make a cocktail, and you definitely would be interested in doing some short form kind of cooking program like that in the future. But
Well, something that I had a lot of fun with last night was they had the Nailed It
Mm-hmm.
at the Grand. They were the ones that had just sponsored this. They had, probably about 30 people there for Nailed It. It was full. And I know Michael was there. He was doing all of the video recording, and he is going to be putting it out there somewhere on New Cat probably.
yep.
And as we were talking, because I was the MC, we went around and they're like, can we do more of this? Can we have a seasonal Nailed It? That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know that that's something that's been a very popular show, and to bring
Yeah.
it to New Ulm, so New Ulm nailed it, and they could do, pastries or making some other dish or something, and just kind of keep it fresh.
And we
and
have
do
3 or 4
something like
places
that.
that do have, that are new, or a couple
Mm-hmm.
places that are open that have, could do something just on their specialty drinks that they have.
Yeah, or a special dish of the month kind of thing, or there's a lot of potential there.
Or just to show off their distillery or the tonic place or the Rets, going back even to the Rets and showing off what they're doing at their location. And
Sure. I mean, that might tie into another program that we have going on as well. We can.
Entertainment style program or.
We've got a-
Life type thing.
We just started a new show called How New Ulm Works, and that one is more focused on showing different workplaces. We've done 2 episodes.
oh yeah, we've talked about yeah. So what have you done so far?
We did the law enforcement center, and then we did the public utilities power plants. So we wanted to start with some city ones just to kind of create an example to show other people what it is that we're making. We're talking with Turner Hall about doing an episode there potentially. So that would be kind of food related as well. But like you mentioned, some of those other ones, I think they could be good episodes for that program, or can kind of structure it in a different way and create something new. So there's
Or if anybody's listening and they have an idea, maybe call Mr. Sherman and propose a subject as well. I think that New Ulm's got a lot to offer, and we should show it off, and I think this is a great
yeah. I
opportunity.
mean,
to
if
do that.
anyone's listening, if they've got an idea for a show, I'm always open to that. So stop on down basement of the library or give us a call and let us know what your ideas are.
So I
So
like how the how New Ulm works. I think there's some good opportunities there with the amount of businesses.
Yes.
I know you've reached out to some of the manufacturing ones. I think we're on the list. So I think it's a good opportunity to showcase what's all here.
yeah, it's a fun program. I have a lot of I think we have a lot of future with that one. It does require a lot of planning. So it isn't something we can kind of knock out easily or quickly, but I think it's a high quality program that I think people enjoy, getting a look inside some of these places that they may not have ever been inside. So
Yeah, New Ulm makes some unique things, so. Okay, I would entertain a motion then to accept the Cable Commission Advisory Board staff report.
I will make that motion.
We have a motion, and I'll second that motion. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, now, one of the reasons we wanted to meet today was to talk to our city attorney. Do we have him online?
It doesn't look like it, and I emailed him, and let's see if I've gotten a response.
Just a reminder for the viewers, way over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, it was brought to our attention by our former city attorney that the contract that Comcast has with the city requires that their business remain open. And it's not, and it's been closed for quite a while. And I won't speak for the former city attorney, but he thought that we should be investigating this. And it was right about that time when his position was ending. And then we had to bring in the new folks and get them up to speed. My understanding is Robert Scott, who's our civil attorney, was going to talk to us about that. So now that he's not here, what's our options? Could we have him, I mean, he's not here, so prepare a response?
Yeah, I can see if I can
Written
talk to him on my
response
own
to-
at least, and then see what, if he can prepare a response and I can send that out to you, or if we could,
I wonder if it
if we
should go
get the
to-
response first, maybe then we can schedule the next meeting as soon as possible, just so
Yeah,
we can get
especially if
this.
he is giving us, we got two options, then I think we got to get back together and decide what way we want to go. Do we just let it go, or, the former city attorney was pretty adamant that it was a violation, and a pretty strong violation. So what do we do with that? Where do we go with that?
Yeah,
Well, and Comcast is being used by a lot of people, and so they should be able to
Yes.
have access to their, somebody that can help fix the problems or answer their questions. And I know that they have another spot that they're at, but if, New Ulm is a big enough place to be able to house something like that.
And so
And
many
that's on
complaints
outside.
about customer service, or lack of customer service, yes.
Well, and they're showing that if they don't come to our town and be here.
Yeah.
So that.
I just had
think
someone
that-
come in yesterday, a former board member, Tom, he was interested in this topic and he agreed, so.
Do you remember how long was left on their lease? It can't be much.
It was,
5-year contracts typically, right?
no, it was a 10-year contract this
Oh,
time.
that's right, it was really long, yeah, okay. So we have some time yet, obviously.
I mean, that was in 2017, so it's 2023, so I guess it's about a 4-year. So we're gonna wanna start, thinking about this soon.
Yes,
Because I remember the last contract renewal was a pretty long and lengthy process.
Yeah.
So back and forth, and
because the city gets a percentage of that contract. What do we get, 3% or 5%?
I believe it's 5%.
5%, okay. Okay, so we can't really act on this particular one other than a request from us to have a written response from our attorney on this particular topic. And then I'll let you decide if he gives us some options, then I think we need to have another meeting. We just have to. Because I don't want to sit on this for 3 months again.
No, yeah.
So-
I mean, we meet so, a few times. I think adding an extra meeting won't be too big of a deal anyway, so.
Okay, thank you. Board member comments. Mr. Visser, Vicky.
Nothing. No, I'm looking forward to the new programming and how New Ulm works. I think that's great.
Yep, I am excited to see what else you add.
Great.
So, thank you.
Couple on my end, I heard the horrible word and I thought, boy, is it way too early. But at our city council meeting, they mentioned the word budget. It's like, So with that, it's always this time of year that you need to really start thinking about what are your needs for 2024. Now, you just mentioned a couple times that you're really crunched. Do you need to be looking at another staff person? A programmer? I don't know. I mean, I just want to throw that out to you. Now's the time you need to think about it, talk to our city manager and see if that's something that would help you move New Cat. And then I remember years ago, we talked about that room at budget meetings about upgrades and going, is there more? I would assume there's probably
More that
always
could be done,
upgrades.
yeah.
But what's the next step or level over there?
I
Or
think
at your-
I would love to kind of talk with you and the other counselors and see what what it is that you're looking for from this space, because you're the ones using it. So, or at least some of the people using it. So,
Yeah, the only thing I wish we were doing more of is when we're talking as counselors, we never see what's going on up at the board. So the public doesn't really see. We see it on our agenda. And yeah, sometimes the item comes up, they're talking about this particular issue. For example, last week or the other day, the community director had his map up there and he was presenting and he's pointing to stuff, but I don't think anybody could see any of that. He's pointing on the map saying, here's the road that we're talking about.
I did cut to a wide shot of him
Did you?
pointing.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, if he was to actually just use the mouse, he could kind of move the mouse, but I don't think he's going to do that. So,
Could we-
everyone has a different way of using the
And this
equipment.
stuff
So.
is a little messy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a mix between our equipment
No, it's not you. This is
and IT. So it is definitely a lot. And I see people come in and sometimes they're a little overwhelmed with it. But I think
I have a question. When you're talking about being able to see what we're seeing, could we do a split screen and have the agenda on the side of the TV monitor? Because, I mean, I know that we have access to that, but could we have this set up so that half the screen is always what it is we're talking about? So if you hit the links that we have on here, it would automatically set up as half the screen on the camera. Then they could follow along and they would still see what we're talking about also. Or they'd see us, I don't know.
it's
if that's
interesting.
the
I
case,
I
but-
wouldn't be able to do that right now. But it's
Sure.
something to think about.
Okay, well, I'm just,
Software issue or is that?
I think it would just make it a little more complicated because we're already kind of doing a lot of things
Sure.
at one time.
but it would be nice for them
between-
to see what it is we're talking about. So if we could somehow get that onto the
And
screen,
like right now, we have board member comments.
sure. So if we could somehow put even, I mean, on the bottom, a ticker tape or whatever.
So you want to see the actual agenda?
Well,
Or-
when you go to one of the links that are on there, it'd be nice to be able to see those programs you're talking about. Because today, we only talked about maybe 5 of the programs. You probably have about 12, 15 on here.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to see what we're really doing, having that on the screen, you're going to be able to they're going to see that you're not only doing 5 things, you're doing a bunch more than what
Sure.
we're able to get to in a meeting.
Yep, and that's something we can work on and just storing up as well because we have. I think we'll talk about different things we could do there.
And I think I mentioned to Nate before he left the IT position is these microphones have been here since I've been here. That's 14 years.
These are actually new.
Oh, maybe I didn't know they're new. How new are they?
They are fairly. They are all
Good.
replaced with the HD,
'Cause I
and
know
they
they're
are
always-
good.
they're
So the
always-
problem now I've got it, is when if your microphone is like this, no one can hear you.
Right, that's what I mean.
That
And I
was
think
my
the quality of these microphones maybe aren't as good as they are, because if you go into a conference room, they got that little mic sitting in a table like that, and it picks up everything.
So the issue there is that we don't. What's up, Ron?
Speaking of mics,
I
yeah.
did it. Oh,
Okay, you're good. Ron got a little,
Sorry,
And
I put it
I've
down.
told Ron too to be extra cautious of the microphones, but
Does it need to be up?
um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the difference between those kind of mics is that it's an like omnidirectional, and so which we do have one up there, but it's going to be picking up sound from everywhere, and so we really need directional mics, and these are, I think, pretty top quality. It's just a matter of, I don't know. I put out these signs. I don't know if anyone ever looks at them. But I would like to maybe
Big, I think if they were smaller and like just,
at each station too.
a business
People
card
kind of
size.
come in and they forget. And a lot of people will get very comfortable and they want to get
Yep.
back here. Doesn't
people
work.
with soft voices, and that's always kind of hard. Usually they don't have any problem hearing me, but there are people on our council that have soft voices. So I'll hear that in the community, tell Larry Mack to speak up, or whoever.
Should I tell them?
Last item is, we have 3 board members. We're supposed to have 5. We have had 2 potential candidates. Both of them did not follow through, so we're stuck at 3. So I would highly encourage us 3 to try and find a couple board members. Either through our social media contacts or friends or people that have an interest in New Cat. But I'd also encourage anybody who's watching and has watched for quite a while and probably has some opinions. That's what this is. It's an advisory board. To give Steve a call, give me a call, give one of us a call, and we'll forward that name to the mayor, right? Does the mayor needs to vet them?
Yep.
So the other person is to contact the mayor. We only meet 4 times a year. Our meetings are typically a half an hour, so it's not a major time commitment. If time is a major issue, we will take a look at changing the time. We've moved that around a little bit over the years. It's been 4:30 now pretty consistently, but, so I'll challenge my colleagues here to fill the board next time, or fill the boardroom.
Challenge accepted.
See what we can do. This is a board that's been very inconsistent with being full for a long time. So hopefully we can get some people that are willing to serve a couple years on a term and help us out. So, anything else by anybody? Hearing none, I'll move to adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.